Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to Scatter Love Tarot. It's your girl coming at you with another pick a card reading. We are going to go ahead and do today what's going on with the Divine Feminine. We did what's going on with the Divine Masculine, so it's time that we do one of these as well. Now, if you are a Divine Masculine, this will be what's going on with your Divine Feminine. However, if you're a Divine Feminine, this is kind of going to be a reading in regards to your energy and what's going on right now. So I do ask that you keep an open mind and remember that they are general readings. So take what resonates, leave what does not. And knowing that interacting with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings, okay? For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being a support system on this channel, for being here, and for everything that you do. I'm just truly honored to be sharing this space with you. And for those of you that are new, this is a reminder that we are all human here, trying to make it through the best that we can, and that this is a safe space for you to show up as your true, most authentic self. Okay, so with that being said, let us go ahead and jump right into prayer, and we'll go ahead and get your reading out today. I don't really have any announcements going. Just keep an eye out because things will be changing. Once I get settled into the new place that I'm going, things will be changing a little bit on the channel. Not in the way of you getting readings or anything, but there will be more options available for those of you that are interested in supporting the channel further. You can definitely check out the description box for further information, as well as send me an email for a private reading and I'll get you out some further information. And you're always welcome to follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where it's just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly. And I do hope to see you there. So let's get into this prayer. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this video. This time, I feel like as the days grow shorter and the nights grow longer with the darkness in upon us, that it is hard for us to keep a positive mindset. Sure, it's easy when the summer days are long and the weather is warm and we can enjoy outdoor activities, but now as we begin to draw within, that we do need a reminder that there are seasons, and through those seasons we learn important, valuable lessons by following the season energy. Whether that's drawing within or going out and being wild and out, whatever it is, I ask at this time, as the days grow shorter, that you remind us that we can learn valuable lessons in the silence and the stillness. And that as the trees let go of their leaves, we too can let go of those things from this year and before that have not served us or that are no longer serving us on the journey, helping us to remember our inner strength and helping us to remember our inner place. That with your love and your grace, we can come to the solutions in our lives that we're seeking, that you are always there for us, and that your love reminds us we are truly worthy of the love that we desire. As these words are spoken unto this space and into this reading, so shall they be. Amen. Aho. Aseh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's get that set up out of the way over here. Okay, got some ash. All right, get that over there. And since we are doing the Divine Feminine, I went ahead and pulled out the Kuan Yin Oracle cards to pick from. I felt like that was fitting. So let me go ahead and give these a shuffle. All right. And I don't have an affirmation card today. I'm just kind of changing it up a little bit. Don't worry, we'll have some more as we go along. But I actually have a new deck that I'm going to bring out today, which I absolutely love. And I felt like this was a fitting reading to have it on. So give this one more go. All right. So source, for pile number 1, what oracle card will help us better understand what is going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? Okay, thank you. For pile number 2, source, what oracle card will help us better understand what is going on with the Divine Feminine for pile 2? Thank you. Okay, and for pile number 3, source, what oracle card will help us better understand what is going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 3? Whoa. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me get this set up over here. Make sure the book is available. Let's set up here. Okay, for pile number 1, we do have this beautiful piece of carnelian for you to choose from. And for pile number 2, we have this beautiful piece of clear quartz for you to choose from. And for pile number 3, we have this beautiful peach moonstone for you to choose from. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever one you are drawn to should be the pile for you. And I will see you over on your chosen pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of carnelian, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your pile and what's going on with the Divine Feminine. First things first, keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links necessary below in the description box, and you can email me for a personal reading where I will get you out further information, and you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where it's just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out through the daily dice what's going on with the Divine Feminine. So Source, can you tell us what's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? What messages do you have for us? What would you like us to know? What is going on for the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? Okay, and I would like to say, if you didn't catch the intro, if you are the Divine Feminine, this is going to be more or less what's going on in your life right now. Kind of what either you've recently gone through, are going through, will go through, or have already healed from. So keeping that in mind, if you're a Divine Masculine, this is going to be what your Divine Feminine is going through, okay? Whichever you identify with is perfectly all right. So we've got Gemini, the 10th house, and Jupiter energy. Okay. So currently, the Divine Feminine is learning how to communicate what it is that she wants to manifest in regards to her career, right? And I'm going to say he and she on these because the Divine Feminine is more or less the female energy, but remember, it doesn't matter. You could be a masculine and be a woman, and that's fine. So just take it as we go. But the Divine Feminine is dealing with this energy right now, really, really wanting to manifest in, you know what, I'll just use theirs, in their life, what it has to do with their career. They're really focused on it. They're really focused on building that up. They're really focused on experiencing what that is and being adaptable with the changes as things are ebbing and flowing. And this is actually helping to bring a lot of luck into their life right now. Right? This is their fame and fortune, their success, their structure, their expertise. So right now, the Divine Feminine for you, pile 1, is becoming somewhat of an expert in their area of study, of work, whatever it is. They're becoming an expert at it. And they're realizing that too. And so that's helping them to really understand what it is that they'd like to manifest and to say that out into the world, right? They are looking to be an authority figure in their life. And it does look like they are looking for the status that comes with that, right? So yes, that could be fame and fortune, but it could also just be a position that comes with that as well, right? They're learning how to network right now. They're learning how to let go of things that are maybe inconsistent in their life. The gossip, people who are trying to keep them down, the superficiality, they're like letting all of that go. And they're really focusing now on building their life through a stage of curiosity. Like, how can I be curious in this? How can I really connect with these friendships that are going to get me where I need to go? How can I use my intelligence? How can I be agile? How can I really communicate? Like, communication is a #1 thing coming here. It's like grounding communication, which brings in luck. Okay, and through that, they're really growing. They're seeing a lot of different changes in their life. They're seeing a lot of abundance come. They're feeling a lot more optimistic about their journey right now. And I love that Gemini came out here because we do have this idea of referring to a twin flame here. Okay, so take that as it resonates. That's only for those of you that resonates with, not for those of you that are like, hey, what is that? Oh, that's what I am. That's not what that is. It's just for those of you that have learned along the journey that you are, and you know without a doubt that you are, okay? And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, check out my podcast. I talk about it on there a lot, okay? There's a lot of growth in the finances, a lot of expansion coming through here. They could be traveling soon. You could be seeing them going to different places. They are experiencing a lot of gratitude in their life. They're really learning a lot more about how to honor themselves and to really be generous at this time. And they're realizing that their thoughts don't have to be so set in stone. Like, it's okay to be really fluid. I think that's a thing that they're learning. The greatest lesson that they're learning right now is how to be truly fluid with their journey. And that's something that's really serving them in a beautiful way. So let's go ahead and get some tarot on it. Let's see what the tarot says. So, Source, can you tell us what is going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? What is going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1, Source? They're really not focused on love right now. You know, it's like they're more or less really focused on their career and being committed to their career. Like, that's something that's coming through. It's like, I feel like for a long time their focus was getting together with you, the Divine Masculine, but now they're just like, look, like, I waited way too long and I took way too much away from myself. And it's nothing against you because you have your own lessons to learn. It's just that they realized that waiting around wasn't going to get them where they wanted to go. And so they became their own savior, their own hero in this story, which is really good. Like, that's something that you want with your Divine Feminine. That means that she's spiritually growing and she's learning valuable lessons and not just relying on the idea of love, right? Okay, thank you, Source. What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? All right. What's going on with the Divine Feminine? Whoa, that was fast. Okay, it wants to come out in the upright. Yeah, so exactly what I was feeling, like really focusing on building up their foundation, their coins, right? So their material growth, their financial growth, like realizing that they were stuck in a really bad pattern, right? And they were keeping themselves from that. Let's see what else comes out. What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 1? Thank you. Yeah. They've been waiting around for people who were emotionally unavailable. Just unavailable. And it's not that you weren't. That's not what this is. It's just that they realized that this is something that they kept manifesting in their life. This is something that kept coming into their life for people that didn't have good intentions for them. So regardless of how they feel about you, they realized they had to take their own life into their hands because they were tired of feeling stuck in a cycle that was people who just didn't care about them, people who didn't want to be there for them, people who didn't stand up for them, people who didn't come forward emotionally for them, right? And so they chose their own path. They made their own path. They realized that they were their own worst enemy in this situation. And so what they're going through right now is really clearing out these karmic cycles of unemotionally available people. And they're finding hope again. They're finding hope in what once was their detriment, right? With the Judgment in the reverse here. Realizing that it's okay to focus on the 3D and what they want to manifest in this life. Realizing it's okay to focus on that now. It's okay to be not obsessed with it, but all in. I'm all in on my manifestations. And I realize that that's what's bringing me hope. But they had to face this part of themselves, which was bringing in people who were just using their quote unquote experience to determine how your Divine Feminine acted in their life. So there's some sense of emotional control. There's some sense of emotional unavailability. There's some sense of emotional withdrawal. here, and they were tired of it, because this is somebody who's very loving and kind, and they realize that you've been watching them from a distance and that your soul is always connected, and they're willing to share that love with you at all costs. Like, that's something they definitely want to, but they're tired of waiting. Like, this is someone who's just, I'm tired of waiting. I'm done with it. Like, I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to sit in this energy anymore, because I'm feeling stuck. When I'm waiting on you to figure out whatever it is that you're trying to figure out, it's not that you're not learning your lessons. It's just that there was a point where she or he thought that they knew the time frame that things are going to fall into place for them. And it kept them from focusing on their own journey and what they wanted out of their own journey. And so now they've turned their back on those that aren't there for them, right? That can be manipulative, that can be neglectful, that can be in a place of leaving them abandoned. And they're focusing instead on what it is that they need to heal. What's going on with myself? How can I heal this aspect of myself? How can I become truly centered in myself? And through that, they're learning through their work, right? This very grounded energy. They're very much grounding their reality into this physical realm. And it's like, no longer are they just dreaming about it. No longer is it something that's so far out in the distance, it's just a hope and a prayer. This is something that they're beginning to see and feel and touch. It has a tangibility to it that they're really truly embodying. And they understand now that, oh my gosh, my growth and my luck is finally here. But it all came when I stopped waiting around for everyone else to get their emotions together. And instead I went and chased what was going on inside of me. What was going on with my life? How could I fix that? Let's get some clarifiers here real quick. All right, so source, may please have some clarifiers. I'm going to use gosh, I just totally forgot what these are called. The Final Rose Tarot. Oh my gosh, I just had like a brain fart. That was so funny. That's what they felt like they were having a brain fart when it came to love. Like, source, can you please get a clarifying card for this King of Coins? Yeah, the Villain. This felt like they were being greedy at a point in time in their life, that they were the bad guys. They've cried many tears about this, actually, like letting go of the divine masculine so they could focus on themselves. This is something they've cried a lot of tears about. This is something that's been really hard for them, because the obsession that was there is very real. The need, the desire that was there was very real, like wanting to have their other half, but it's not really another half, but that's the phrase that everybody really knows, right? We have the Four of Swords here with Reassuring Rose. Yeah. What reassured them in life was coming to this place of realizing they had to overcome being stuck, right? And it's interesting because the Four of Swords and the Sun energy in reverse kind of they like really match each other a lot. Being stuck, being peer pressured into believing things, being in this place of not being able to shine the light on the darkness, like just being sucked into the darkness, the black hole. And so what helped them reassure themselves was facing this part of themselves they didn't want to heal. Because with it in reverse, we're talking about something they didn't want to face. But now we have the Star in the upright and the King of Coins in the upright on either side of it. And they're both facing it. It's saying, like, I'm willing to face this part of myself. Even though at one point I felt like I just couldn't. It was easier to be stuck on you, the divine masculine. It was easier to be stuck on the divine masculine than it was to come into realization of who I am. You know, we oftentimes fear our own potential. It's not that we're afraid of anything. We're afraid that people are going to judge us or anything like that. We actually are afraid of our own true potential, because what if I'm as good as I think I am? What does that make me? Does that make me a bad person? Does that make me the villain? Which it really doesn't, but it's like only in facing that fear that we realize that. We have the King of Mirrors here with the intellect. See, not wanting to see, the glasses are broken here. Having to face it, to heal that with the pencil here, it's like writing it down. Writing it on their mind, like writing it in reality, right? It's like being honest with it. We've got three kings here. You've got the cups, the swords, and the coins coming out all together here. It's like they're definitely in their masculine energy right now, and they're the divine feminine, right? They're in their very powerful feminine energy. They're able to receive, but they realize that they have to be active in their journey as well. It's like this is healing the toxic masculine energy that they were in for a long time, and that's what was calling in these people that just didn't care about them. And so right now what they're doing, what's going on with them, is they're really getting to enjoy the fruit of their efforts. Not only are they embodying the divine masculine, they're coming into a very balanced state right now of being brutally honest with themselves, and through that they're actually opening themselves up to receiving their blessings, which is so beautiful. Look, we have the Page of Roses, the free spirit. Yeah, they definitely are taking on new activities, they're taking on new belief systems, they're taking on a new outlook on life. It's like they have really enjoyed this part of their journey. It's like instead of waiting on love and being in this anxiety-induced state, they're now in this place of realizing like, oh my gosh, like I have control over what I want to bring into my life. And that's something that's exciting for them, right? That's extremely exciting, especially when all along it was like they were just in this place of feeling like not enough, or feeling like they couldn't manifest it. And again, that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the way the journey is set up, okay? So it's like fearing that without you, they're not enough, and coming to terms with understanding that they're enough on their own. And that's a beautiful place to be. They're learning to be reliable on themselves with goat reliability on the bottom here. Okay, let's see. What do I want? Let's get one of these. Okay, thank you. Look. Oh, I love this for you, pile one. We have true love. This love is once in a lifetime with the number 30 card. So yes, this is your true love. Okay, this is what they're experiencing right now. They're learning how to forgive the past with forgiveness here. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Like, it's something they're learning very, very clearly here. It's like a lot that they're going through. Letting it go. No longer holding on to this idea of I'm only the people that come into my life, realizing that I am the people that I choose to be in this life. So what is it that was vibrating with me before, and how do I let that go? We have house 3 coming out, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. So again, that idea of communication here and healing early childhood wounding, right? Healing it. Sagittarius energy on the bottom. Optimism, exploration, and freedom. Becoming that free spirit. Jupiter energy, the free spirit with this Page of Wands over here. Okay, what do we want? Okay, so I got these new cards and I felt like this was fitting to bring out here. These are literally called Be a Badass Woman affirmation cards. There's no author on it or anything. They're just literally a set of affirmation cards. They're absolutely incredible. I read these and they made me feel so good. So I feel like this is just so fitting to come out on this reading. This is going to be an affirmation that she's currently in the process of either downloading or working on right now. Okay. You guys will be the first ones to witness these, which is exciting. Alright, may I please have one affirmation that the Divine Feminine for pile 1 is working on? Just one. Okay, you're going to get 2. That's alright. On the bottom, she says, Dear haters, I have so much more for you to be mad at. Just be patient. Exactly. She's working on her highest journey, her highest self right now, and she's committed. Let's get a shadow card here. What is it that she's working on in the shadow world, source? What shadow aspect is she working on? Thank you. So we have drowning on the bottom. You are going under and barely keeping things afloat. Ask for help. She's learned to ask those around her for help, her spirit guides, those that matter to her. She's really learning to ask for help and to trust her sense of intuition here. It's been tough, right? Look, we have rabbit spirit. Now is a lucky time. Yeah, she's coming into, she realizes she's bringing a lot of luck into her life. On the bottom, we have armadillo spirit. She's learning how to set healthy boundaries right now. They are definitely in this process of learning the importance of how they show up in every aspect of life, right? Okay, let's get an angel message, and then let's get a long distance relationship card. Thank you. Okay, Archangel Michael on the bottom, I'm with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. Exactly. There's this huge change that's in their energy right now. It's not been easy. And please have one of these for the Divine Feminine for pile number 1, source. Just one. Okay, this one. Alrighty then, let's see what we got going on here. We'll get some yin yang cards in just a second. Let's see what our oracle cards are. Yeah, see, balance. Exactly what I was saying. Like synergy is balance between all things in life, right? She's balancing out, or they're balancing out the masculine and the feminine within. And so the divine feminine right now is learning how to use the strengths of both energy while leaning into the shadow or the weaknesses that are there and learning lessons from them at this time. I love this. She's absolutely on her path of purpose. Again, don't be mad at me if I'm using pronouns. It's just that's what's coming through, so I have to say that. But they're definitely on their path of purpose right now. They're doing what's necessary, taking action, like becoming an apex predator here, right? No longer sitting in the background just hoping that things are going to work out. Like taking life by the horns and making it there. With power and deer. Exactly. Number 11, a very spiritual number for the divine feminine here, growing and exerting their power in life, realizing they have power here, realizing they don't just have to give up and give in, right? They love you with all their heart, but they realize that waiting has just made things a lot slower and harder for them. So they're no longer waiting for things, right? We have Isabella. It says, yes, the timing is right for a new venture. A happy outcome follows your positive expectation. So the divine feminine's about to go on a new journey here. We had that travel definitely coming through here. Reasons why says, I can't wait for the day we can finally be together again. Until then, know that you are always in my thoughts and in my heart. Didn't I just say that? Like holding you in their heart. Yeah, they definitely love you. Definitely love you. We're so glad that you're a part of their lives. So we have beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. Yeah, they're definitely deciding that their most authentic self is more important to them than trying to impress upon society whatever society wants. And then this one says, people think that all the doors are open in front of me, but it was me who pushed them open. Yeah. She's making her opportunities. They're making their opportunities. He's making his opportunities, right? Like it's no longer waiting for things to happen. They're going out and they're doing it the best that they can. Okay. Dear haters, I have so much more for you to be mad at. Just be patient. Like realizing that, look, underneath this, I'm so glad I picked that up. It says, don't be a queen waiting on a king. Be a queen busy with their kingdom until the king arrives. This is the energy that she's in, the energy that they're in, right? Like that's something that they're dealing with right now, realizing they don't have to be in this place of like waiting around for the divine masculine, realizing that the divine masculine, when the divine masculine is ready, will come forward. That's just how it works. So we're going to look at one of the shadow aspects that she's really been working on, that they've been really working on. Okay. This is, look, the rabbit hole. Crazy drama makes for wild adventures, but not peace. How far are you willing to go? This is what the shadow aspect of the divine feminine has been working on, has been trying to get out of the rabbit hole, no longer wanting to be in this madness, this place of like, I can't figure it out. That's what we were saying over here, just feeling stuck and constantly getting stuck in these cycles and realizing it's up to them to let it go. And that's exactly what they're doing. So let's get some yin yang cards out on it, and then we'll check out your Kuan Yin cards. So source, can we please have some yin yang cards for pile number 1? What's going on with the divine feminine? Thank you. What's going on with the divine feminine for pile number 1? Thank you. What's going on with the divine feminine for pile number 1? Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So they could be one of those. They could also be a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus with Earth. These ones flipped over, so we'll check them out real quick. guarded and vulnerability. So learning how to be guarded when needed, and then how to be vulnerable when needed is something that's coming through here. And look, I cannot make this stuff up. We have North Node, Cosmic, and Purpose. It's like they're definitely on their North Node right now. They're following their destined path. So has been planting seeds and is now getting to reap them, right? The fall time is something that's very important for your divine feminine. I feel like they're about to experience what it is to reap the harvest, and really reap the harvest, right? Not just, oh, pieces here and there. Like, they're actually going to experience what it is to reap what they've sown. And then we have dreams, messages. Yeah, so you guys could be dreaming about each other, and there are definite messages that are coming up for you in your dreams with them, for both of you, right? And I feel like in dream world that you guys are definitely saying how much you care about each other, and that is real. Like, that is something that's absolutely real. But right now, they're in a space of alchemy. They are manifesting. They are becoming the idea of magic. They're being held by their ancestor guides. They're being guided by their spirit guides. Like, they're no longer in this place of fearing who they are, right? They're coming to terms with their reality. So let's take a look at the Kuan Yin card here. I'm going to read this from the book. Oh, let me get a time frame. I did this for the Divine Masculine, so let me get a time frame of when the two of you may or may not. Actually, no, this was a time frame of when they're in the process of healing this, right? So whether it's going on right now, it's something that's going to happen in the future, or if they're already done this. I've already done this. Source, can we please get 2 time cards for this reading for pile number 1? Where's the Divine Feminine at on their journey? Thank you. May I please have one more? We have on a holiday. Oh, I didn't even realize I have these the other way. We have on a holiday. So holiday time's very important. They're going to be realizing this, or they're going to experience something really beautiful in a holiday. And then we have this one fly over here. Festive season. Yeah, so pretty close together here. So I do feel like, again, what I was saying is, like, the fall time is very important. When we have Thanksgiving in the fall time, you have Halloween, and then we go into winter with December, 2 days after winter begins, right? So definitely the fall season is very important for them, just around the corner. Like, Source is being so on point with that. Okay, so let's see what your Kuan Yin card is. Mother of Mercy with number 19 or number 10. Absolutely completing a process. And mercy is hard, right? Like, showing mercy for ourselves and others sometimes is a very hard thing to do, but it's so powerful. That idea of forgiveness coming back in, right? Letting others be in this place and understanding that we can't have everything the way that we wanted to. Okay, so you can see that there. It says, just like a sun that shines brightly, casting a strong shadow, your growing spiritual power needs to be expressed with the awareness that it will have an effect on others, even if you are not completely conscious of that effect. To create peace in the expression of your power, we call upon the Mother of Mercy. Mercy tempers great strength and power with kindness, gentleness, compassion, and caring. The Divine Kuan Yin brings the quality of mercy to you now as a divine gift, encouraging you to cultivate mercy in your dealings with others and to receive it for yourself now too. Dispensations of mercy come when we are without recourse. We have perhaps lost our way and become unable to find our way through or have caused some great effect, for better or worse, that we did not intend. It might even be through our own hand that we have caused such a situation, without intention or malice. We just proceeded in a certain way because we have not yet learned the wisdom needed to avoid it, or perhaps our own guidance led us into darkness consciously so that we could learn something valuable, and we are a bit stuck. We may have perhaps been causing harm to others through our own unconsciousness. We could be suffering from a heavy karmic lesson, or from this and another lifetime, and our soul may be struggling to really integrate the lesson and feel free to rise up and move on. Perhaps we are in a situation with another where we hold great power. It might be as a parent, a teacher, a healer, or a boss. It might even be in a less obvious position of power where we could take advantage of another's care for us to secure what we want. These situations call for the quality of divine mercy. Divine mercy from the Heavenly Mother brings us to a place where we can stop the cycle of manipulation or being manipulated, unkindness and unconsciousness. To pray for mercy is a powerful prayer. Kuan Yin drops nectar of mercy from her ivory vase into the hearts of those who call to her. If you're in a situation on either side of the story, whether you feel powerful or disempowered, where there's manipulation, fear, struggle, hurting, or suffering, call upon the Mother of Mercy now. You are guided by this oracle to accept her spiritual gift to you, even if the situation doesn't seem too dramatic. Fortunately enough, her gift will abate any karmic escalation and prevent the situation from becoming any worse. It will even help to undo the negative effects of what has already unfolded. So this I love. I love that this came out because this is exactly what I was saying. It's like the divine feminine right now is in the process of realizing who's for her and who's not for her, but not being in a place of anger here, really coming from this place of true forgiveness, right? And that is an act of mercy, is forgiveness, realizing it's not okay for me to hold on to this revenge, this idea of getting back at one another, because the only person it's hurting is me. And so the divine feminine right now is really in a place of becoming merciful within their life so that they can really embody these new lessons that are trying to come through and the strength that is about to be laid on their shoulders. This is such a powerful, powerful reading, pile one. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a little blue heart down below and say, I help bring in the mercy for my other part, my other half, whoever it is that you feel that is. Even if you're the divine feminine watching this through, that's something that you can absolutely give to your divine masculine, okay? So with that being said, leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful clear quartz, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be a reading on what is going on with the divine feminine. And keeping in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you'll find all the links below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading where I'll get you out further information. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, where it's just a fun, chill hangout session with yours truly, and I do hope to see you there. Now, if you are the divine feminine, this is going to be a look at what's going on right now for you. And if you are the divine masculine, this is going to be a look at what's going on with your divine feminine. And also for the divine masculines, make sure you do check out what's going on with the divine masculine reading that I posted last week, I believe it was. If not, it was a couple of readings ago. So make sure you check that out, okay? So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. So source, what's going on with pile number 2's divine feminine? What messages can you tell us? What is going on with pile number 2's divine feminine, source? Would you like to say? What messages do you have with what is going on with pile number 2's divine feminine? Okay, so we've got Leo, Uranus, and we have the 4th house. Okay, definitely a lot of changes are happening when it comes to home, right? There's a lot going on. When we have the 4th house, we're talking about our family, our culture, the roots, the place from which we grew up at. Next to Leo here, it does feel like there's been a lot of drama in the past, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of things that just have not played out very well for the divine feminine, a lot of upsets along the way. But when we have Uranus coming through here, we're talking about radical change coming, whatever that is, coming. There's something that is about to change for the divine feminine here. It's like no longer are they going to be holding on to that old energy, right? There's going to be some aspect here where they're going to be healing the inner child with the 4th house next to Leo. We're talking about healing deep childhood traumas. Things that have kept them stuck, things that have kept them playing old sad songs over and over again. What's that song? I'm just a singer who already blew a shot. I get along with old timers cause my name's a reminder of a pop song people forgot. Can't keep a girl, no, cause as soon as the sun comes up, I cut 'em all loose and it works my excuse, but the truth is I can't open up, 'cause you don't wanna be high like me, never know why like me. You don't ever wanna step off the roller coaster all alone. You don't ever wanna something like this, take a chance like this or something like that. 'Cause all I know are sad songs. Who is that? Michael Posner? Or Mike Posner? Yeah. So check out that song. There might be some message in there for you, but it's like, I feel like that's all that the Divine Feminine here is known in her life, are sad songs. It's like every situation is a sad song. All I know are sad songs. That's it. All I know, right? And it's like she's Divine Feminine has tried to do things to get out of it. Like maybe at one time tried some sort of substance. They could have had substance abuse here. I mean, you're talking about anything really. And yes, I will include weed in this. Like that could be weed, alcohol, anything like that. It's not that weed is a drug. It's just that when we're using weed to escape reality, yes, then it becomes substance abuse rather than helping us with our journey. Right? And you could say, oh, but it helps me get away. That's the key. It's helping you get away. It's helping you to escape. I have nothing wrong or against weed. I used to be a huge pothead, all that, but they do want me to mention here, it's like there's a Divine Feminine here that was using weed as an escape route and is trying to come to terms with that. Like, okay, maybe this is actually aiding in depression. Maybe this is actually aiding in a lot of things that I'm upset about in life because I'm using it as a reason to run away from myself, or I'm using alcohol as a reason to run away from myself, or I'm using pills as a reason to run away from myself, okay? But that is something that's coming through here. That's a really difficult situation to be in, right? Really difficult, but there's this healing. There's this deep-rooted healing that's coming through here. And through that, it's almost like being free. Like it feels like there's a freedom of life that's coming through this healing here. It's something that almost like they've been waiting for forever for this to come through, right? Finally being brave and letting go of those things. Whether that's letting go of the substance abuse, whether that's letting go of the being treated a certain way, whether that's letting go of believing something, right, that might have been an illusion. They're finally overcoming that and becoming the leader in their life. And this is giving them a lot of self-confidence. This is letting them be a charismatic version of themselves. They're actually gaining a lot of popularity from this. They're having a lot more fun. They're becoming super outgoing and warm, and just their happiness is rising, but they've had to deal with so much drama before. It's like drama has been a part of their life for far too long. It's almost like they don't know what it is to be in anything else. And so now there's a lot of unpredictability in their life because they're rebelling against this old belief system, this old way of being. It's like, no longer I'm going to let this rule my life, right? And so they've reformed themselves, and now they're changing and open, and there's a sudden progression on their journey. They could be someone that uses a platform or technology to reach out to people. There could be being inducted into a secret society. That's unique. But there's a lot of freedom and friendships that are blossoming for the Divine Feminine right now, just after going through such a hard time. Like there's just such this blessing of healing coming for them, and it feels really difficult because it's new, right? Like change is awkward at times. Like it's something that's so common on this journey, but it doesn't make it less awkward just because it's something that happens all the time, right? It doesn't make it easier to swallow. Well, let's get some tarot on it here. Source, can you tell us what's going on with pile 2's Divine Feminine? What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 2, Source? What's going on for the Divine Feminine for pile number 2? Okay, thank you. What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 2? What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 2, Source? Well, they're trying to let go of needing to be approved by others. I feel like that's what came from their family situation. Like maybe they were put into a very emotionally dependent situation where it was like the only time that they were accepted was when they fit into a certain category in life. And then suddenly their family was like loving and kind to them. And so that's something they took out into the world with them, is like needing to be accepted to feel lovable by others. And they're realizing they don't need that anymore. Like this is a huge realization though. It feels like shedding the skin of an old person is what this feels like. What's going on with pile number 2's Divine Feminine? Thank you. Yeah. Something they didn't want to heal. When we're talking about it, it's like for Temperance to come out in the reverse, we're talking about not able to let go of the past. We're talking about not being able to flow with life, not being able to change when life is changing, and having trouble accepting both the light attribute and the shadow attribute of self. What's going on with pile number 2's Divine Feminine? What's going on with pile number 2's Divine Feminine, Source? And I feel like we, as tarot readers, this is interesting. I don't know why this thought just came into my head, but it does feel like it. I feel like we as tarot readers do not focus enough on the Divine Feminine. We're always stuck on the Divine Masculine. And I feel like the Divine Feminine needs a voice as well. Like, we don't give them the voice that they deserve. And I feel like these are very important readings here too. So that just feels like it is for someone. Yeah, stuck in illusions. Stuck in illusions, right? Not being able to set emotional boundaries, but realizing that these are all pathways to helping them gain mental strength through which they are now becoming the boss in their life, right? The hero. They're becoming a hero. They're becoming a stable being in their life, realizing they can show up, but that they have to put down their foot. And it's like, I just don't agree with this anymore. I don't agree with this situation of being stuck in, you know, a boundaryless love, or with family who's constantly stepping over my emotional feelings, who doesn't care about me. I'm just done with this. I'm realizing that this is a huge red flag and I'm ready to close this out, right? We have the 5 of Wands here. Look at this. This is interesting. Okay, so this could be sexual, a sexual escape. So using sex as a way to escape because of the Page of Wands here. Okay, we have Temperance and the Page of Wands looking at each other. This is something that needed to be faced. This is something that needs to be healed. So your Divine Feminine could be someone that's promiscuous just for the sake of trying to escape reality, having no roots, right? No plausible roots. And when we have a sexual addiction, any addiction that we have is connected to our right to belong. And that's our root chakra, is our right to belong. We belong because we're alive. But when we don't feel like we belong, we have a tendency to find addictions or sustenances that will help us fill a void that's unfillable, first and foremost, because it's us running away from ourselves. But you have a lot of red that's coming out here too, and that's saying that this is something that's definitely connected to the root chakra. So right now your Divine Feminine is going through recognition of their right to belong here. That even though their life has been turned upside down and uprooted, right? How interesting for it to be uprooted, for them to come back into a rooted place. It's almost like they had to uproot the superficial aspect of their life in order for them to gain traction in this reality on what they truly do want and who they want to be, and realizing that this has all been an illusion that they've followed for some time. It's like this want and this need to be accepted by others has given them nothing but emotional turmoil and sadness, right? Again, that idea of the sad song coming through. All I know are sad songs, right? I know that's not how it goes, but it's like, that's what I keep hearing. It's like, all I know are sad songs. All I know are sad songs. That's it. It's like, this is someone who's lived in a state of despair and depression for longer than they care to admit. It's almost like they have the biggest smile on their face, this Divine Feminine. They walk around with the biggest smile on their face. They walk around with this happy-go-lucky attitude, and what people are missing is the fact that this is someone crying out for help inside. And this is what's going on. It's like they've been crying out for help for so long that they learned how to do it on their own. And it's like they're so dependent on themselves right now that they can't even be responsible for another person in their life. Feels like they're very alone. It does. It feels like they don't have friends. It feels like they don't have family, at least family that's there for them emotionally. It feels like everybody that's in their life is just, they come and they go as they please. And then with this divine feminine, it's like they're the only stable aspect in their life. And so that's what's going on right now. And so they're definitely healing the root chakra here. They're definitely healing their right to belong, to feel like they're worthy of what they ask for and what they want to manifest in life. Because for so long, it's almost like the self-fulfilling prophecy. They've been going through so many upsets. It just feels like they don't have a valid placement here in this world. And it's like you came into their life, the divine masculine, and it just kind of like upset all this for them to face it, right? Which was a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That was a good thing. But having to deal with the immaturity of being stuck in a child's mindset and trying to live in an adult body has been really hard for them. Okay? But they are doing it. They're regaining balance here. Let's get some clarifiers out for pile 2. What's going on with pile 2's divine feminine? Okay. Yeah, we have the 10 of flutes, which is the 10 of cups. We have the proposal. This is commitment to self. Okay, this is them committing to their happiness, committing to their own journey. They do want a commitment with the divine masculine here as well. It's something that they do hope, they wish, they pray for. I do feel like that has turned into a bit of an obsession with pile 2's divine feminines because of them having the substance abuse. And when we say, I'm saying substance abuse here, but I do feel like it's just some sort of addiction, right? And addiction can be anything. It can be coffee, it could be TV, it could be sex, it could be, too much of anything is a bad thing, whatever that is. Okay. And so it's almost like replacing one addiction with another. And so they hope and they pray that you're going to come in with a proposal for them. And that's something that they hold in their mind, but realizing not to let that get you down either. If that's not something you're ready for, that's not what this is for. It's like realizing that that's the only thing that has given them hope to help them change. And that's something that in this place, to send them positive energy, to send them love, to send them courage, because that courage is something they've lacked for a very long time, not understanding that they had a right to speak up for themselves, right? I feel like your divine feminine has dealt with a lot of narcissistic personalities in their lives, whether they're full-blown narcissistic or not. It doesn't matter. It's just that this is someone who's very quiet and shy and tries to blend into themselves when things get very rough. Okay. And it's hard for them to stand out. And right now they're being asked by Source to stand out by saying, I belong. And that's an unusual space for them to be in, right? In the moment with the Hermit on the bottom here. Yeah, they're learning how to be very present with what's going on. How do I show up as myself? When you see 999, anytime you see 999, send a prayer to your divine feminine, because this is a moment where they're really being asked to embody that courage to overcome the hardships that they've been through. Whoa, okay, thank you. That card just went flying over here. Let's see, what do we have? We have the 3 of Cups, here to make friends. Yeah, they're learning how to make friendships here. They're learning how to build solid friendships. I feel like that's the most important thing for them first before a relationship, is to have somebody in their life, even if it's just one person. To have a friendship in their life is so important. Okay, and we've got the 4 of Swords with Reassuring Rose, and we have the Wheel of Fortune here with Destiny. This is what's going on. They're leaning into their destiny by reassuring themselves it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They're learning how to trust their intuition right now. They're learning how to get out of a stuck situation. We had the Hermit come back out on the bottom again. So they're really trying to be in this place of presence. They're really trying to take it all in, right? We have the Strength card here with the Hot Seat. It's like really trying to lean into the strength that they have, really trying to lean into who they are, and knowing that they can, right? But this is something that they've been dealing with for a long time. This is your divine feminine has been in a state of poor me for a long time, because that's all they knew. That was what they were taught at an early age, was to feel sorry for themselves, but to make sure that they rolled over emotionally for everyone else that was quote unquote stronger than them. When in reality, what they're learning right now is that they were taught to roll over for anyone that was an emotional bully to them. That's what it really was. That's what is going on. And so that's giving them strength and courage to really defeat those inner demons that they've been facing. But it's not easy. None of that is easy. Let's get some oracles out for you. Find out some more about what's going on with your divine feminine. Yeah, they're leaning into their authenticity right now. We have 17, which is 8. 8 is all about those karmic cycles. They're realizing that they're a lot bigger than what they were afraid of. Looking them in the face like, oh my gosh, I was letting people bully me that actually aren't that big of a bully. Like, they just thought that they had a say in my life. Whew, this is a heavy one. And if you're the divine feminine on here, I'm sending you a huge energetic hug, because no one deserves to go through this. This came out on pile 1 as well. It's interesting. We have Green Man, synergy. Learning how to balance out that negative energy. Learning how to become one with the journey, right? Realizing that they need themselves. They need themselves in order to be who they want to be. And that's not always strong. Letting their radiance shine here, right? No longer being stuck just because the world says you deserve to be stuck. Because this divine feminine really does shine bright. They always have. They've always shined bright, but they've been product of emotional bullies for too long in their life. And why? Because they treasure their loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. This is something they deeply believe, and they've treasured others, even if those others have not treasured them. But this is something they're learning to let go of. This is something they're realizing that when I cry my tears, I'm crying a world that doesn't belong in my life. And so I'm letting that go. I'm letting it go for good, right? And it's not easy. This is not easy. And then we have, look, number 40 on the bottom. Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And that's what they're learning to do right now, is to be in the moment, to be here. Not worry about what has happened, not worry about what could happen, but staying here in this moment, realizing that they have strength in this moment. Being open-minded, they're learning to have this objectivity in life with Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius energy coming through here with air. This is someone who could have been seen as kindness, like having kindness, and people taking that as a weakness, right? Like, oh, because they're kind, they're weak. And then putting that belief onto them, making them believe that. Wow, okay, you got 2. These like flew out, so we have time to collaborate. Exactly. They're trying to bring in friendships right now. That is something that is so important. So these like flew out of the deck right now. We have Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. This is what's going on with them right now. They're really learning. I mean, we have all these presents. Be present, right? Look, underneath be present. I just accidentally picked up both of them. It says spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So definitely feeling connected to you in many, many ways, right? But learning just to be present with what's going on, with what's happening in life right now. Not knowing, what's next, not really even trying to focus on what's next, but just doing their best to stay here in this moment. How do I just be present so I can see and feel and touch and taste myself? That kind of sounds dirty. It wasn't meant to, but you understand what I'm going with, okay? I feel like we need something to lighten the mood here. So we have Fiona on the bottom. Now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. This is what they're learning right now, that they can trust their intuition and their angels and guides. We had Maya flip over. It says, schooling, studying, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So they're being guided to study, to learn something more here. Okay, but this idea of learning is coming through so present right now. So let's get a card out to see what their shadow self is that they're facing this time. And then I have a new deck that I'm bringing out today, guys, which I'm so excited about. So hold on, let's get one of these. Okay, so you're going to get 2. They have secrets on the bottom. Someone isn't telling the whole story. You have to be willing to both say and hear the truth. This is the life that they've been living in, a secret life, right? They've been living in the secrets. Like, oh my gosh. When they're realizing that what people are saying isn't true, right? it hurts them deeply because they want to believe the best in everybody. This divine feminine is definitely could be an earth angel. They could very well be a high vibrational starseed, but this is a divine feminine that's in a very high vibration of love, wants to be in a state of love all the time. Okay, so I have these cards today that I'm bringing out, and these are it's like, I think it's called Be a Badass affirmation cards, but I'm not sure. But anyways, they're absolutely incredible, and I felt like these were so fitting to have on these. They're wonderful. They're beautiful. So we'll see what comes out for your divine feminine. May you please have one of these cards for the divine feminine for pile number 2, source. Thank you. Okay, flipped over. It says, one day I'm going to make onions cry. Like, that idea, like, they've cried enough tears. They're tired of crying. They're tired of crying for other people. And so one day they're going to make onions cry. Like, forget it. I'm not going to cry useless tears anymore just because, like, when a tear sheds from my eye, it is going to be with high purpose. 1 second while I get my dogs. Hopefully they hear the other dog out, so they might woof a little bit, but I don't think they're going to be going all cray-cray, so. And then on the bottom it says, maturity is knowing what to cut and what to give. So those are curse words there. I'm just not going to say it, but yeah, exactly. This is what's happening. They're maturing. Like, that's the feeling that I've gotten this entire time, is that they're absolutely maturing on their journey. I just took a drink of water and spilled water everywhere. Wonderful. Okay, so let's get a time frame card on when it is that they're going to be healing this. So this could be that they're going through it right now. They're going to go through it soon. We're just going to get like some energy on when this is going to happen for the divine feminine for pile 2, source. When is this going to happen for the divine feminine for pile number 2? Okay, I'm going to get one more. When is this going to happen for the divine feminine for pile number 2, source? Okay, thank you. And then on the bottom here we have this year. So that's happening this year. There's not very much longer left in this year, but definitely this year is important for the divine feminine. Okay, let me get the yin yang cards out. Let's take a look at what oracle cards we do have. All right, I think it was like that. All right, we'll put these here. So what do we have? Look at this, polar bear ancestors. It's all about healing ancestral curses. We talked about that, their family roots. This is something that their family made them believe that they weren't worthy of love, made them believe that they weren't worthy of having the good things in their life. Like, it's frustrating when you have situations like that, but the generational curses that they're holding on to is this idea that they're being bullied by emotional bullies. Like, these are people who emotionally have nothing to give, but expect your divine feminine to give them everything emotionally. And that's something that they're healing, which is a deep wound for them. Yeah, it's not surprising that Mars would come out here. We have move forward and defend self. So they're learning how to defend themselves, learning how to stand up for themselves, learning how to say no, right? What was it? Maturity is knowing what to cut and what to give. Like, that's something they're learning. I'm going to put this here. Okay. And then we have Beaver Spirit here with lay a foundation. So they're building something. It's a strong foundation. We have number 6 coming out here. 6 is all about seeing through eyes of love, unconditional love, seeing themselves through eyes of unconditional love here. Right? And not only that, but being able to find balance and harmony in the world, which we had with Green Man here. They're definitely healing their heart. This has been a heart chakra wound for them. This has been a root chakra wound for them. It's not been easy. This is something that's been really challenging for them. So with these 2 cards, we're going to take a look and see what their shadow issues are, like what they've been healing on the shadow side. And these are going to give us that time frame. Facing it. You know something isn't right. Don't be afraid to find out the truth. It will set you free. So this idea of learning their own truth here is coming through so valid. It's being very, very much put forth here. Sorry about the dogs. They just hear everything going on right now. So she's going to cry over there because she wants to go see what's going on. No, it's all right. You'll be all right. Okay? It's okay. So they're definitely in the process of facing this. You know, we did have this year on the bottom over here. What else do we have? Look, the dark side. Dark side keeps you from enjoying the love you have. Don't let it steal your joy. Yeah, so they're definitely facing this darkness within them. Like, that's a very clear message here with both of these cards coming out. With secrets on the bottom over here, it's like they're learning that people in their life that they care about are keeping some very difficult secrets from them that don't need to be kept from them, or they're gossiping about them, or they're saying hurtful things about them. This is family roots that are coming through, and they're facing that. And it's like, cool. It's like, for all those tears that I shed over things that actually truly, like, I thought mattered, I'm realizing they don't matter, because I realized that I can cut that out of my life. So look, wow, that's fast. We have tomorrow, we have this year for time frame. Holy moly macanoli. Okay, and then what do we have? Rushing in. So this is something that is happening fast. This is something that they're like changing right now. That is incredible. Like, this is huge, right? We have this year on the bottom. So yeah, that makes so much sense. So from whenever you're watching this, this is something that's happening very, very shortly here. Oh, and I do want to get one of the reasons why this is like a long distance love tarot or oracle. Wow, not the whole deck, source. We only want one card, not the whole thing. And this is just kind of going to be like a message on how they feel about you. They definitely do feel this spiritual connection with you. But let's get a message on what it was that they would like to tell the Divine Masculine in this situation. Again, with the whole deck. Why is the whole deck coming out? Oh, that's the one. They want this one here. Let's see what this says. It says, despite the distance, our love continues to grow and flourish. I'm so lucky to have you in my life, and I can't wait to see you again. So exactly what I was feeling at the beginning, it's like they feel like you're a reason why they're having to face this in their life. Like, they're understanding that you coming into their life has made them face this in ways that they otherwise wouldn't have had a chance to. So that's something that's very powerful for them. So let's get some yin yang cards out on it for pile 2, source. What other messages would you like to say for pile number 2? So we had remember and awakening flip over here. That makes so much sense. Thank you. Let's do one more round here. What else would you like to say for pile number 2, source? What messages do you have for pile number 2? Yeah, avoidance, stalemate. This is something they tried to avoid for a long time. It's been difficult, right? It's hard. It's hard when you believe something, and this is something that's so deeply rooted in your belief system, and then suddenly you see something or something happens, right? It rushes in, and you realize that I've been crying tears for the wrong people, right? Like, learning a truth here, learning how to express themselves is so important. So we have remember, awakening is the first card that flipped over and came out. They're awakening to themselves. This is a huge awakening process for them. We had that they had avoidance and stalemate. They were very much stuck in this. They didn't want to face it. But now they are, right? Facing the darkness, facing the dark side. They've had a breakthrough and an epiphany here. So I do feel like you came into their life and are helping them, like, overcome this. The Divine Masculine is helping in some way, just by the energy being present is helping them to overcome this. We have integration and union. So union is coming. It is something that's coming, right? We have the 10 of Cups over here with the proposal on it. So yeah, that could be something that is absolutely in your future, in the near future. Not tomorrow. That's not what the time cards are talking about. But there is integration that's coming because of all this. This is something that was really difficult for the Divine Feminine in pile 2. But look, again, awakening, transcendence. They're connecting with the higher source here. They're absolutely learning about themselves in a much more cohesive way, and not trying to run away from the things that scare them. They're like facing their fears head on. So we do have fire sign energy here with Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. We have Leo coming out twice. So Leo could be highly aspect in your chart. It could be highly aspect in their chart. It's just a confirmation here, but they are taking action as well. That very fiery energy here. Reunion, soul ties. Okay, so they're letting go of soul ties, and there's, look, we have union and reunion. So there's like an energy coming back. Like, this is like coming back to one another. I feel like that's what's going on because of them healing this. This is like their deepest wound, and they're facing it, and they're ready to face it. Like, that's been the scariest thing, is like not being ready to face it, and now they are. So let's check out your Kuan Yin card. I am going to read this from the book. Let's see what comes through here. We have to the celestial moon, and we have, or I'm sorry, the mountain, the celestial mountain, and it's number 41. The moon. That's funny. The emotions, right? The emotions. Let's see what this one says here. 41. Okay, to the celestial mountain. All right, can you see that? Perfect. It says, there are times when divine energy is needed to help us achieve our spiritual goals. When you do not feel completely in control of your destiny, the divine is usually gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance. We've had that, like, now that you've asked the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance. The other angels card was all about receiving help, right? So it's like gifting you with an opportunity to reach for assistance and invoke divine power, to call to the celestial mountains so that you might be gifted with a far superior outcome. Your permission to beings that love you unconditionally to offer you help is an expression of spiritual empowerment. You empower those forces to come to your aid and help you manifest your life purpose and destiny. You're being asked to empower the divine to help you, to call to the celestial mountain within your own heart, to reach out and allow the divine to assist your current life unfoldment. We live in a free will universe, and no matter how much you are loved, in fact, because you are so loved and respected, no being will interfere for you without your permission. Do not believe that asking for help means that you will grow weak or dependent and not grow spiritually. You are doing this to grow in your own mastery at a soul level, not to hand over your life and not take personal and spiritual responsibility for it anymore. Asking for spiritual assistance helps you grow in trust, wisdom, and understanding of the nature of the universe and how it operates. Learning to ask for and receive divine assistance helps us learn the art of surrender so that we can merge with greater spiritual forces than our own individual selves. Something wonderful begins to happen. You will discover your divine self is a powerful living expression of the source of the universe. You have within you the power, love, and sustenance of the source of life itself. When we call to the celestial mountain, we are remembering that we are divine in our own heart. We gain power through this remembrance, and we help others remember it too. Remember, awakening. These are so powerful. These messages are so confirmational to what's come through. It says, so the more you choose to spiritually empower the divine to assist you, the stronger and more conscious your relationship with beings of light become, and the more you begin to realize the similarities that exist between your own divine nature and these beings. In other words, in keeping good spiritual company, you begin to realize your true nature. I love that. So they're remembering who they are. They're opening up to the truth of themselves at this time. It is something that is rushing in. This is not something that's coming in a long time. They've already been through it. They've gone through it. And they're not going to be singing sad songs anymore. This is a divine feminine that is going to learn the meaning of happiness through hard work on themselves and connection to the divine source, okay? I absolutely love this reading. It was difficult. This is a very heavy reading, but it's so beautiful what is coming through for the divine feminine on your pile 2. If you feel like this is your reading, leave a sun emoji down below and say, I call in my highest union, because I feel like that's exactly what this is. Unity with source and unity with your one, your true love, your spiritual connection, right? Very, very clear here. Leave me a thumbs up, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guide, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this peach moonstone, or if you're drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is going to be your reading on what's going on with your divine feminine. Keeping in mind these are general readings, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. You can also support the channel further by checking out the description box down below. It has all the links necessary. You can email me for a personal reading and I'll get you out further information. And you can also follow me on over to my podcast, where it's just a fun, chill hangout session, and I really hope to see you there. Also, if you are divine feminine on this reading, that's okay. This is going to be a peek at what's going on in your life. And if you're a divine masculine, this is going to be a peek at what's going on with your divine feminine right now. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it and find out. So, Source, what is happening with pile number 3's Divine Feminine? What can you tell us about what's going on with pile number 3's Divine Feminine? What do they need to know, Source? How can we help them out? What is going on with pile number 3's Divine Feminine? Okay, so we've got Venus, the 6th house, and Scorpio energy. Interesting. Okay, first and foremost, they're definitely taking their health very seriously right now. They could have been going through something or had some sort of sickness that came up or some sort of injury that was going on, and they're really focusing on it. They're not very open about what this is, though. That's for sure with the Scorpio energy coming through here. It's just, I'm really focusing on my day-to-day routines to ensure that I have a healthy mind, spirit, body, and all that good jazz, okay? And this is bringing a lot of happiness to their life, right? This is bringing a lot of satisfaction. Okay, they're taking care of their hygiene, their wellness. This could be in regards to their work habits at work, but I do feel like this is more or less personal because we have Scorpio energy here. We have this idea of not being told what it is. You know, Scorpio is very secretive energy. Okay, not going to tell anybody. I don't want anybody to know what's going on with me. Very hidden. But this is something that's restructuring in their life. This is something that they're definitely becoming more and more passionate about as they go on. It's something that they are driven towards. They're finding wisdom and they're being very determined. And through that, they're gaining power in regards to how they're changing their life, right? It's something that was very intense for them. Okay, it's something that really caused a lot of destruction in their life. And that's why they're really focused on changing this part of themselves. So if it was something that like, you know, we did talk about abuse, like some kind of substance abuse, this could have been some sort of addiction. This could have literally just been not being taken care of their body, and suddenly something happened and they're like, whoa, holy moly, this is something I got to focus on. I really have to take this seriously. That's the type of energy we have coming in here. And because of that, they're learning how to balance out relationships. They're learning how to attract what it is that they want in life. They've been filled with a sense of grace. Here we have the feminine energy with Venus coming out here. They're really learning how to balance that. This could be someone who went through a kidney transplant, had something that happened like a broken vertebra, or this is someone who had something going on with their throat. Like they could have had like a sickness in their throat, okay? And that's what's coming through here. But anyways, they're dealing with something that's very pleasurable now. Like they're learning how to heal. This is someone who's going to get massages every day, or they're really taking that part of themselves serious, like they're in yoga, or they're doing those things that really bring them closer to their body. Sorry, the AC does not need to be on right now. And it's something that's making them feel more comfortable in their skin and finding balance. They're also compromising in a way that's healthy for them, which is helping them out highly. And they're also in this place of realizing that when they feel good about themselves, then others are actually attracted to them in a very unique way. And so it's like the better they feel about themselves, the more they realize that others want to be around them. They're learning how that is working in their lives through this, taking care of their body, taking care of their mental health, their well-being. Overall, this is them really focusing on themselves right now. So let's get some tarot on it and find out if we can find out some more of what it is that's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 3, source. What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 3? What is going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 3? Yeah, I feel like before maybe they thought things were just going to work out for them, like they didn't have to put in any effort, that there was no need to transform. Like there could have been a conceited energy that was around that, or just like a carelessness in more than being conceited. It's like being careless about it, like, oh, I don't have to worry about it. Like they keep giving me diabetes as an idea here. It's like, you know, like, oh, I can eat whatever I want, I never gain any weight, and then suddenly like all they have to go to the doctor because something happened, like maybe they went into diabetic shock or something like that. And they went to the doctor, and doctor's like, oh, you have like full-blown diabetes. And they're like, wait, what? Like, but I'm not fat, or I don't have any extra weight on me, or something like that. Like, this is just an example that they're giving me. And it's like their idea of what was connected to being diabetic did not match what is going on in their life. And it was like trying to grasp onto that was really hard for them. And so now it's like they're really taking it seriously, and they changed the way that they're eating. They're changing the way that they're taking care of their body. They're really changing all that stuff. So source, what's going on with pile number 3's Divine Feminine? Thank you. Okay, source, what is happening with pile number 3's Divine Feminine? Thank you. Yeah, a tricky mindset here. This is something they like manipulated themselves without realizing it. They could have been manipulated by third parties. We'll get some more with the other cards, but Source, what's going on with pile number 3's Divine Feminine? I do feel like this was a self-manipulation tactic. Like they were just, you know, it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about it. It's like when you eat out every day, right? Like you eat out and you eat greasy junk food every day, and then you have stomach problems and maybe you get leaky gut syndrome or something along those lines, and you're like, well, but why? And it's like the doctor starts adding it all up to you and you're like, yeah, but that shouldn't happen to me. And it's like, whether it should or it shouldn't happen to you doesn't matter. It's just it's like an accumulation of all the way that you've treated yourself up until now. Yeah, so on the bottom of the deck, okay, so maybe they've recently left work, or they left a partnership that wasn't doing them well, right? Something that was, yeah, is like some kind of form of mindset or belief that they had that was putting them backwards. It was like backwards progress. They weren't able to overcome it. But now they're realizing the negativity that was around them. They're realizing the hardships that they brought into their own life through their own thought patterns, right? The 5 of Swords and the 3 of Swords coming together here. It's like talking about their own thought patterns and how they felt very shallow towards this thing. Like it was like, oh, like that's never going to happen to me because I'm different. And realizing it doesn't matter how different you feel you are, certain things will happen to you if you don't take it seriously. Like if you're not willing to take yourself seriously on this journey, or your body. And that's what it is that's happening here. And when the 3 of Coins comes out in the reverse, we're talking about a dissolution of a partnership, but I feel like this is a dissolution of something that they relied on in the physical realm. So if that's a way of eating, a way of being, a way of creating their life, like that's what's falling apart for them, and realizing that there was a little bit of a manipulation here from themselves. Now we have the 4 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, it could very well be a partnership. Maybe they had a partnership where they let themselves go, or they let themselves gain weight, or they let themselves just like rely on what it was they were eating that was making them feel good, and realizing that that's not what's going to bring happiness into your life. You know, it only makes you feel good for like a second until you get into that energy of beating yourself up. But with this coming through, it is this energy of, I'm letting go of a relationship. I'm letting go of a partnership that was very, very, very shallow. Not something that was even worth my time. But being stuck in it too. It does feel like we're being stuck in it. So daily habits are what are helping them to pull away from this. Okay, it's helping them to let this go. It's helping them to overcome this. It's like realizing that if I focus on myself, then I spend less time trying to focus on this situation that is falling apart in my life. Okay, and the 4 of Wands in reverse talks about romantic frustration. Okay, dissolution of a partnership. It's like, okay, there's like a partnership here that's falling apart, but if they weren't together with someone, okay, then what is that? It has to do with their ideas surrounding partnerships in their lives. Okay, something that they were being manipulated on emotionally, action-wise. This could have been a sexual manipulation. But realizing through this letting things happen that there are going to be bigger things that happen in their lives for them. It's not easy, though. It's not easy getting out of this. It's not easy overcoming this. This has been a difficult situation for them. 333 is a very powerful number for your Divine Feminine and your pile 3, which is hilarious. That's great. We've got the 3 of Swords, we've got the 3 of Coins, and the 3 of Wands all making an appearance here. We're just missing the 3 of Cups. But yeah, it's like just trying to find balance again. Regaining a creative sense of self is what it feels like. That's what they're dealing with right now. They're not able to be creative with themselves anymore because they're so focused on this idea of how things should have been. Well, that shouldn't have happened to me. That shouldn't have happened to me because of XYZ. Whether that's body, mind, or spirit, or whether that's partnerships and love life, whatever it is, it's like there's this belief system that's being drawn and quartered. Such a weird way to come out, okay? But it truly is. It's just being torn apart. And it's something that they'd relied on for a huge portion of their life. It's something that's very karmic by nature. Something that's brought a lot of bad luck into their life. Let's get some clarifiers on this source for pile number 3. Thank you. Can we please have some clarifying cards here for pile number 3 on this situation? Okay, they want this one here. Thank you. All right. Source, can we please have some clarifying cards for pile number 3? One more. Okay, wow, that went flying over there. Yeah, purifying their soul is the message I just heard. Purifying their soul. So on the bottom, this popped out. I have no idea what's actually on the bottom because I went to turn over the deck and this is what happened. We have the Ten of Wands with shoulders to cry on. Yeah, this is something that's been really difficult for them. This is something that's been really hard. And the Ten of Wands in the Tarot Marseille talks about actually having a friendship that lasts through hardships. Like no matter what you go through, the friendship gets stronger and stronger. And so it does feel like there's something that they thought was going to last for forever that's fallen apart. And now it's like they're really going through it. On the bottom, though, we have the Nine of Wands with meeting parents. So, yeah, this could be childhood woundings coming through here, but this could also be, again, this idea of, well, I already met their parents, like the Nine of Cups here, fantasy suites, and then we have the Ace of Cups with first kiss, right? This is someone that they really felt like they were going to be spending their lifetime with. And it's hard because it's like you could be in this position where it's like, well, but this was my person. Like, why are they thinking they're going to spend their lifetime with someone that's not me? And it's just like this, they just didn't want it to end. They knew it wasn't healthy, but they just didn't want it to end. Okay? And that's really been hard for them. Okay, so let's take a look at your, look, a lot of these, we have the Ten of Swords with rejected here. So maybe they felt rejected. That could have been by you or by another person. They could have felt rejected. I mean, the Six of Swords here with the silver lining. Learning that there's strength through their tears, right? And then we have six with the Lover here. Look at the pinky promise. That's what that feels like here. Okay, so yeah, it could be that they were rejected by another person and that's what it was. Like this person could have just ended things with them and they realized that it wasn't good for them. Or they could have ended things here. But either way, it's like something that they weren't ready but knew it was time for. Right? Knew it was time for. Knew that this wasn't going to work out. So we do have the Knight of Cups on the bottom here with the hopeless romantic. Right? So it's like just romantically thinking that, oh, if I romanticize this, then it'll last for forever. Right? And sometimes we get with our karmics and we know that they're no good for us. Right? But sometimes it's hard. It's hard to see that they're here to teach us valuable lessons about ourselves, right? To help us shine the light back on ourselves. And that we have a choice. You know, the Lover is all about making a choice in the situation here. And yes, it can be a choice towards love, but realizing that it's through this choice that they're going to see a great change. But right now, it's like nursing a broken heart. And that's what these feel like. It's like really nursing that broken heart and refinding a center within their life, finding a new balance within their life, finding a new way of moving on. And I feel like that comes with their daily routines here with the sixth house. It's like really focusing on steps, one foot in front of the other. And even if this isn't a relationship, it's something in their life where they feel like they were just really like, maybe they felt like source gave up on them, or maybe they felt like things weren't manifesting for them. They really felt like they weren't doing enough in the situation. And so it's like realizing that, okay, maybe this is teaching me something that's supposed to make me stronger. And it's like through their tears, they learned how to become strong again. Okay. And that's what it is. And it's difficult. It's difficult whenever you go through a situation like that. It's not easy. Right? It's simple. The steps will always be simple, but that does not make it easy. And that's something that they're learning here. And so like all fell apart, like something that they had been working so hard on, it all fell apart and realizing. So I know it's saying it's pointing towards a relationship, but this feels like so much more to me than a relationship. Like this feels like maybe they were trying to build a business and they put everything they had into this business and it just fell apart. And the reason that it fell apart is because they were doing it in a very superficial way. It was like, maybe relying just on the money and they didn't actually care about what they were giving to people, or like relying on things that didn't matter. And that's what it feels like here. Okay. It doesn't have to just be a relationship. Like this feels so much deeper than a relationship. Like this really feels like I was giving it my all. I thought I was going to build something here. Like I dreamed about this my whole life. It was something that was really exciting for me. And yet I romanticize the whole thing. Like if I keep showing up the way that I'm showing up, or like they ended up with a burnout, right? something like that, and it all fell apart. When it all fell apart, then they needed that shoulder to cry on, but realized that they had to be there for themselves in this situation. It's not easy. This is a rough. This feels very rough to me. But let's get some oracles out on it and see what else comes through here. So maybe please have some oracle cards for pile number 3. What's going on with the Divine Feminine for pile number 3, Source? Okay, you're getting 2 of those. Learning a sense of stability and letting go of karmic cycles. That's what it feels like here. They could have been in that place of like, oh, this is how things are supposed to be done. Yeah, relearning what is it that I'm passionate about in life? Like, and if it's the same thing, like, why am I passionate about it? Like, learning why. They're learning about themselves here. It's like a very powerful place to be in, right? And so it's like having had learned the hard lessons first of all. And that's not what they wanted to learn. The Divine Feminine just wanted things to work out. I mean, who doesn't though? Like, we all want things to just work out for us. First and foremost, the first time around. And if it did, there wouldn't be as many people who give up, right? Like, there would be far more people successful at the manifestation journey, at the twin flame journey, at the love journey, like all that. There would be far more people who were successful at it than there are. That's why it's like a lot of people are just willing to give up right away. I feel like this is your reasons why card. We'll set that there. Okay, let's get a love oracle out. Please have a love oracle. Okay, flipped over here we have number 19. Express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. So this is definitely completion here. But again, this idea, it's like, if I give and I give and I give, am I going to be appreciated? Right? And that's what they're learning now. It's like learning how to give and when it's important, but also expecting that they deserve to be given to as well. Like, they deserve reciprocated energy here. Like, relationship patterns. So for some, this is absolutely relationship patterns. It's just not the feeling I was getting. We do have, it takes strength to recognize the need for change. Okay. So I do feel like that needs to come out here. So for some, this is absolutely a relationship pattern. For others, though, it's not. Or the reason it doesn't feel like it is because it's an old relationship pattern that they're healing. Like, they may be single right now and they may be working on healing this aspect in themselves. It's something that's really difficult to face. And so it's coming through. We have Capricorn. We have ambition, realism, and methodical steps. Yeah, definitely focusing on other things, though. It's like, feels like the Divine Feminine here is so used to just focusing on other things to keep the turmoil out of the mind, right? Like, I'm not going to face that today. That's just too much for me. Like, I'd rather just focus on this instead. And it's not that that's a bad thing. It's just eventually it'll all catch up with you, right? Like, it's like, oh crap, like I ran for so long and now this just feels so hard to deal with. And it's just because it's been a difficult journey, right? I've just run away from it. Like, we have 55 on the bottom. Time to heal. Yeah, so they're absolutely in a place of healing. Like, that's what's coming through. It's like not dealing with it anymore. It's basically, I'm healing from it. I'm not running, I'm healing. Like, I'm definitely facing this energy now, right? So let's get an Angel's Oracle. Please have an Angel's Oracle for this. Okay, I guess there's 2 coming out. Caressa, we have, you are at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon your angels to comfort and guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you now. So yeah, they're definitely ending this cycle. This is just like sometimes, and that's been an absolute common theme here, especially in these readings, is like sometimes though it's such a deep wound, it's like that's the one wound that we didn't know we were running away from, right? And that's what it feels like here with the Divine Feminine. So let's get a shadow aspect. Source, what's a shadow aspect that this pile 3's Divine Feminine has been working on? What's a shadow aspect that Divine, okay, thank you. Divine Feminine and pile 3's been working on. And on the bottom we have ruins, things that you no longer need are falling away to make room for the love you deserve. Yeah, but they feel left in ruins. Like, they feel like, oh, this is too much. Okay, and then we're going to get, so these are some new cards that I got. They're like, I can't remember the name of them, but they're just affirmation cards. There's no author on these. They're just absolutely beautiful cards, though. They're simply amazing. But we'll go ahead and get one of these out for your Divine Feminine. So source, for what's an affirmation card for the Divine Feminine for pile number 3? Okay. So this one flipped over. It says, open your eyes, look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Like, exactly, that's what's had to happen here. It's like to look within and realize, am I satisfied with what I'm going through? Am I happy with where I'm at? On the bottom, it says, okay, BITCH, a woman who won't bang her head against the wall obsessing over someone else's opinion. This is what they're learning. This is what they're learning right now, okay? Under that, it says, do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. So it's like living in this shadow of criticism for too long. That's what it feels like, right? So we're going to get some time frame cards of when your divine feminine will be healing this. So source, when will the divine, thank you. May I have one more, please? When will the divine feminine be healing this? Thank you. Okay. On the bottom, it says it's going to take a while. Okay. So this is something that could take a while. What's underneath that? Festive season. Okay. So maybe you're expecting it to happen sooner than it's going to, and they're just saying give it a little while. Like don't rush. There's no need to rush anything here. Let's see what we've got going on here. Guess I'll put that there. Okay. So look, we have leadership with elephant here, number 10. They're leaning into their leadership skills here, right? Leaning into those definite skills that are going to help them go the distance. I can go the distance. I can find my way. And that's interesting because you got the Lover's card, and the Lover's card is actually relating to the story of Hercules and his choice to either go with something that is going to help him mature and gain experience on the journey, or to go with temptation and something that's easy. And so I feel like that's the decision that your divine feminine has to make here. Companionship with dog, number 41. Yeah, they're definitely in a place of uncomfortable change and learning how to be their own best friend, but also finding friendship through this situation as well. They're attracting in friendship with the Venus card here, okay? Learning the duality in life, right? Open your eyes and look within. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Realizing that thunder does not exist without lightning, right? That's duality. Learning our power is understanding that we cannot have the good without the bad. It's not that we're meant to experience the bad or the good all the time. It's just saying that this life is all about dualism. It's a contrast. We live in a contrast universe. And so there's going to be as much bad as there is good, and vice versa. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. So that's what's going on right now. They're definitely learning how to manifest friends right now. Okay? That's something that's been really hard for them, especially when it comes to the relationship patterns. Not only has it been struggle for loved ones, it's been struggle with friends, right? Like Pluto transformation. Exactly. Exactly. They're transforming this energy. This is not something that's going to be plaguing them any longer. So we have number 15, which is 6. 6 is all about balance. We have the miracles are endless with cow spirit. So there's a miracle that's going to happen. I do feel like they're about to come up into a very abundant time frame where they feel very comfortable with who they are. They feel very centered in their state of mind, and they're no longer going to be worrying about what others are thinking about them. So we have number 5, again, that uncomfortable place of change. We have a rebirth is assured. This definitely goes in line with the Pluto energy transform. These are a lot of repeat energies coming through here. Okay, but there's a rebirth. Your divine feminine is going through a rebirth right now. So it says, Aurora, you are flying high right now, which may threaten others, but don't descend because others will soon become inspired by your example. Yeah, so they're about to be seen for all the hard work that they've put in. Okay, and even though it says on the bottom that it can take a while, we're talking about what they're healing, what they're facing with. That doesn't mean that they're not being seen for the hard work that they're already putting in. It means that the issue that's coming up right now is something that's been a while. This has been a long time coming, right? Isaiah, it says, it is a great time to give birth to new ideas, situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. Yeah, so definitely a lot of changes coming for your divine feminine. A lot of changes, okay? So shadow part that they're dealing with, tangled. says, unable to free yourself from a sticky situation, taking a step back helps you to see clearly. That's what's going on. And this makes me think of, in the animal deck that I have, the Divine Animal Oracle, is that like the connection card, which is Tarantula. And it's like she's all covered in webs and she can't move. And that's what this card is making me think of. So the shadow aspect that they're dealing with is that they're tangled in a situation. That could be a family situationship, a friendship, a love situationship, but that's something that they're tangled in, that's the shadow aspect that they're really healing right now. That's what's being made to fall apart, whether they want to or not. So we have the time frame. It's not worth waiting for. Yeah, so they're realizing that the situation is not worth their time. It's not worth hoping that they're going to change, hoping that they're going to see them, hoping that they're going to be a loving person in this situation. They're realizing it's not worth that. And then we have June. Yeah, so that's why we had it's going to take a while. So they may not be able to leave this situation until June of next year. That's definitely a ways out from right now, right? So it's like it's going to take a while. It's just they're just in the process of trying to relieve themselves of this energy. It's not been easy. Okay, it could even be a parents, siblings, or children here with meeting parents. This could be what it is. It's like, but just romanticizing the situation hasn't played out for them at all. They're realizing it just kept them stuck in a situation that they're doing their best now to heal from. They're not satisfied with the life that they're living here. Okay. Oh, I thought it said it's not worth waiting for. It says it's worth waiting for. So I feel like for you, Divine Masculine, they're definitely worth waiting for right now. But I do feel like the reason why they said it's not worth waiting for, why it came through, I really saw it's not worth waiting for. It's so weird. But I feel like the reason that came through is because that's what they were trying to say here, is the Divine Feminine realizes this is not worth their time. But that they are worth you waiting on. Confirmation. Okay, so your reasons why, your long distance card says, I'm grateful for every moment we share, whether in person or through a screen. Your love keeps me going no matter how far away we are. So it could be through social media or whatever it is. Maybe you are in contact with them right now. But it is saying that they're like, you being in their energy field definitely helps them out a lot. And it helps them get through this as well. They realize they're not alone. So let's get some yin-yang oracles on it, Source. And I please have some yin-yang oracles here for pile number 3. Okay. And on the bottom we have Uranus with freedom, leap, and opportunities. Yeah, they're about to fly away from this situation. They're definitely in it. Like it's going to be a little while longer, but they're definitely trying to get away from this. Like changes. But a change is going to come, right? Courage. This is something they needed courage on. Oh, we have alchemy with ancestor guides. They're learning how to manifest what matters to them. So whatever this relationship situation was, it was just weighing on them. And I feel like they wanted it to be different than what it was. And they realize now it's not going to be that, no matter how much they wanted it to. But they are absolutely in their North Node. They're in their cosmic purpose. Like, this is just something they're healing. This is something they're definitely healing. This could be a blockage for this connection as well. But in the process of them healing it, they've actually learned how to walk in their North Node. Get out of the comfort zone. South Node with clinging. Like, we have North Node and South Node coming out together here. Something they weren't able to breathe in, right? They've realized that. And if they haven't yet, they are in the process of realizing this is keeping them completely stuck. It's keeping them in a place where they can't even be themselves. They can't even spread their wings, like, without having to look at how it's going to affect everyone else around them, rather than just seeing it's my life to live. If you're not, are you satisfied with the life you're living? It's my life to live. Yeah, so Source is giving them gifts. I feel like Source connects you with their energy often. Like, whether that's through dreams or through social media, maybe you post something that has nothing to do with anything, and it just actually has something to do with what they're going through in life. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I got it. You know what I mean? Like, it feels good, and it helps give them hope. And so Source is absolutely helping them to receive their blessings here, to overcome the lack and doubt. Yeah, this is something they've struggled with. Not feeling good enough. I think that's the thing, like, here that's the most standing out is not feeling good enough. Not feeling like what they go after is even worth their time and their effort because it feels like it'll never come to fruition anyways. Why it's taking a while here, right? But that's their guilt, that's their sabotage that they're overcoming. They're leaping away from this, right? Once they get away from this, then the offer is going to come. That's when you're going to be ready to make an offer if you're the divine masculine here. Right? You might not be ready to make an offer, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, never feel guilty if you're not ready to make an offer. It all happens when it's meant to happen. So we're going to take a look at your Kuan Yin card. I'm going to read this out of the book. Let me grab the book here, okay? Let's see what we've got. The Threshold with number 39. Yeah, breaking boundaries. It's like things that have held them back is something that they're focusing on, breaking down the boundaries here. It's like, I don't need to be held back by that anymore. That's what it feels like here. Okay. So we have, at the threshold you stand. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, peace, spiritual service to humanity, and joy in your own soul. Congratulations, you are embarking on a phase of the deepest soul liberation into the freedom of love that triumphs over fear. It has been quite a journey. Many, many lifetimes, and much inner work has been required for you to be able to perceive the light of the divine even underneath the density of fear. You're fast approaching the karmic threshold where you can shift from fear-based to love-based embodiment. This is a sacred and important time where it is wise to surround yourself with those that are able to support you in this love-based reality. In the near future, you will be able to sustain your vibration even amongst beings that are based in fear, and then you will be of even greater service to life, love, and the divine power on this planet. For now, allow beloved Kuan Yin to help you connect the beauty and potency, the love and fearless, endless joy of your own higher self. Do not be disheartened by any old fears that are surfacing. You do not need to create a story out of them. You can just observe them with love and allow them to pass. It is just your inner self releasing any vibration which is not aligned with unconditional love. Sometimes there can be a deep testing on the threshold. This is not an exam to be afraid of, but of an opportunity to realize your development and really be secure on a firm inner spiritual foundation before moving forward in your soul service to others through how you live and be on this planet. It is no use in preparing to assist others on a higher scale and moving from fear to love if you're still making the transition yourself. Let yourself stabilize in the new vibration, then your ability to help others will increase naturally with much grace and assistance and effortlessness. So yeah, they're definitely moving from a fear-based place into a love-based place, which has been difficult this whole time because they've been dealing with others that have made them believe certain aspects in their life which aren't true. And so letting go of those illusions has been the challenge here, but they are absolutely in a place where they are letting it go and overcoming those fears with grace. They're doing a really, really beautiful job. And then I love that 39 is 12, which connects to the Hangman card. So it's all about their perspective is changing, letting go of what they're destined to release and coming in what they're destined to have here. Okay. So if you feel like this is your reading, leave a little, I don't even know, because I don't think they have the North Node. You know what? Leave a little strong arm down below and say, I wish my divine feminine courage, or if you're the divine courage, say, I wish myself courage, because it's definitely needed for your journey moving forward. You can leave me a thumbs up down below as well, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second, though, to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this message. And until next time, pile number 3, stay human. Bye.